Hello, we're back. We had a little technical difficulties. We're going to finish, or Mrs. Vogt already finished our cards, and then we'll go over to our story for story time for this day 4. We're on day 4, and we've been talking about changing from winter to spring. We put all the winter cards together while we were fixing the technology of the camera. Snowflakes and snowmen go with winter, don't they? And flowers will come up because of the rain for spring. And leaves will sprout, and caterpillars will come, and caterpillars bring butterflies. Let's go over to our story for today. And we'll sit right down. I have some things to show us today. Parents and people who are tuning in with us all year long, with every letter we have in school, we talk about a job that you could be when you grow up that has to begin with that letter. And we had R for Robbie Rabbit. And if we look closely, when you grow up, you could be a rancher and take care of horses and great big fences and a big fields. Ranchers take care of horses on a big farm. Usually out west where it's warm, you'll find lots of ranchers, so they have cactus there where it's dry. Look at his boots. When you grow up, you could be a rancher. That begins with R. Abby, I know what you're thinking. You love horses, don't you? So a rancher takes care of horses. They have big cattle, cows, and other things on ranches, too. They're much bigger than farms. They're a little bit different than a farm like we have in Michigan. That's a rancher. Another job when you grow up that begins with S. This is called sanitation worker. You know that guy that has the great big dump trucks and all the garbage goes in there? We watch them sometimes at our school. They drive those big trucks. They take care of our trash for us. That's a very important job to keep Ionia and our cities clean. And there are men and women who do that, and they're called sanitation workers. That begins with S. So when you grow up and if you like those big trucks that pick up the garbage and dump them, or if you like to keep our city clean, you might want to be a sanitation worker. So we'll hang those up on our wall with all our jobs that begin with the letters that we're learning in school. And parents, in the work packets, this is day 4. You'll find the puppets that look like this. This is afternoon class. And remember, we had a popsicle stick. So if you have a popsicle stick, you can tape it or glue it inside. And if you're from the morning class kids, you can keep your little puppet at home, and we work with them at home. You can say rabbit, and if it begins with R, they pick up their puppet. Or if you said sun, they can pick up their S puppet. All right? I think I have your R puppets here in the morning class. So you're going to have S and T, and you can make your puppet at home. Afternoon class, if you would make your puppet and bring it back, I can put a stick on it too. But we need those back at school because we work on these a lot at school in the afternoon class. So your work in your packets can come back for Mrs. Vogt to see. So if I said Robbie Rabbit, you'd hold it up. If I said rocket, if I said sun, no. So that's one fun thing to do with puppets. Now we have 2 stories today. One is Wake Up, It's Spring. Remember, because today's the first day of spring and Mr. Vogt's birthday. This is written by Lisa Campbell Ernst. Wake up, it's spring. Oh, that looks like a cat I used to have at my house. He's running. I wonder why he's running. Wake up, it's spring. Spring begins with S, doesn't it? Do you see that S for spring? That's a rabbit, isn't it? Oh, lots of cute little rabbits. The winter was long and cold. That cat is sleeping in a warm bed inside the house. He's by the window, isn't he? Then early one morning the sun rose and warmed the earth. "Wake up, old friend, it's spring," said the sun. And the warmed earth woke up. The snow is going away and the earth is slowly waking up. The earth basked in the sun's glow, then nudged its guest, the earthworm. "Time to wake up! Spring is here!" And the earthworm woke up down deep in the dirt. He's feeling the warm sunshine. The worm wiggled in the warm earth and sang to its neighbor, the seed. "Spring is here! Rise and shine, seed!" And the seed woke up. So the sun woke up the earth woke up the worm's waking up that little seed. The seed sprouted and grew out of the earth. It called to the sleeping ladybug, "Wake up, spread your wings, it is spring, wake up." And the ladybug woke up. The ladybug laughed in the warm sunshine. It tickled the rabbit's ear and it whispered, "Psst, psst, rabbit, spring is here, spring is here." And the rabbit, woke up. The rabbit twitched his nose to smell the spring air. He thumped, thump, thump to the bird up in her nest. "Out of bed, sleepyhead, out of bed, it's spring," said the rabbit. And the bird woke up. You're right. The bird soared from above and flew past the sleeping cat. Wake up, furry friend, wake up," chirped the bird. Spring is here." And the cat woke up, one eye opened. The cat stretched her legs and rubbed past the sleeping dog. Time to get up, it's spring, she said. And the dog woke up. And the dog frisked and jumped and barked into the baby's room. "Woof, woof, woof, wake up, woof, woof, woof. It's spring, woof, woof, woof," cheered the dog. And the baby in the crib woke up. There's her one eye. The baby stood up in her crib with a laugh and shouted to her brother and sister, "Out, out, spring, spring." And the brother and the sister woke up. They heard baby saying, "Out." They pricked up the baby and ran to their parents' room, jumped on the bed and shouted, wake up, open your eyes, Mommy, Dad. Spring is here at last, wake up." And the parents woke up, one eye at a time. They look a little sleepy, don't they? And they all ran to dance together in the sun, the parents and the brother and the sister and the baby and the dog and the cat and the bird and the rabbit and the ladybug and the seed and the worm and the earth. There's the worm and the little seed that's sprouting. I noticed today I have plants sprouting in my yard. I have little flowers coming up. They're happy. And do they have their pajamas on? I think they do. They're so excited that it's a warm day. It was spring. They are happy. There goes the bird, probably to find a nest. Wake up, it's spring. Everybody woke up, didn't they? Now, one more thing before we go today. We've been talking about the letter S, and spring starts with S and Sammy Snake sound, but Five Senses does too. And some of you in the big kids class, you're going to be making a book about your 5 senses. Senses begins with S. We've talked about the senses before. Let's see. What 5 things did God give us to learn about the world? Eyes to see with, a nose to smell all the wonderful things in the world, and bad or dangerous things too. A mouth to taste with. What else? Ears to hear. And skin, our hands, to touch things, soft things or hot or cold things or bumpy things. Our 5 senses help us learn about the world. This book is written by Aliki. And let's just review some things that we can use our 5 senses with. Oh, look at all these things we use to see and hear. You can hear a duck. Look, big kids, this is kind of like a graph, isn't it? All the things we see, things we can hear, things we can taste, like toothpaste, ice cream, and apples. Yum. Things we can smell go in this column, and things that we can touch. I can see with my eyes. I can hear with my ears. I can smell. I smell with my nose. I can hear some Sammy Snake sounds. Smell. I can taste. I can taste with my tongue. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Chocolate and strawberry. I can touch. I touch with my fingers like sweet little rabbit. That would be so soft, wouldn't it? I wonder what comes next after touch. Oh, I do all this with my senses. I have 5 senses. When I see the sun or a frog or a baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. What does she have in her mouth? Babies try everything to learn about the world, don't they? When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I love my sense of hearing. I am hearing. I use my sense of hearing. When I smell soap, or a pine tree, or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell. I'm smelling. My pine trees smell like Christmas time, don't they? When I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I'm tasting. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. I'm touching. So tasting with our mouth and touching with our hands and our skin. Sometimes I use all my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself and I guess how many senses I'm using at one time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense because I'm seeing. I can't taste the moon. Can we smell the moon? No. Can we hear the moon? No. And it's too far away to touch. But we use our eyes to see it. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses. I can see the puppy and hear the puppy. I can smell my puppy. You're right, I can touch him. You're not going to taste the puppy, are you? No. So you just used 4 senses. When I bounce a ball, I use 3 senses. I see, I hear it, and I can touch that ball. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another. But each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see. Aware. Aware means to hear all there is to hear, or to smell everything there is to smell. I can taste all there is to taste and touch all there is to touch with my skin and my hands. Wherever I go, whatever I do, every minute of the day my senses are working. They make me aware. I learn about the world around me with my 5 senses. Thank you, God, for giving us 5 senses. And thanks for reading with me today. We have one more day this week, and we'll be done together until next week. Bye.